This is going to be the Q&A to end all Q&As. If you've done a Q&A this year, you're going to be embarrassed after you.
Okay.
This is going to be a very question and answer filled Q&A.
Do you understand the premise of a Q&A?
Claire,
that is this to
what
the
does Q
nth
stand
degree.
for?
Question.
And what am I going to give?
Answers.
We moved from New York to LA. Claire quit her job. I went on to the challenge. I lost the challenge. We went on to Amazing Race. We won Amazing Race. I proposed.
No.
We got a cat. So this past year has been insane. I pretty much increased my net worth by 10%, which is
More like 500%.
And this is how we're going to break it down. I think the first section we're going to dedicate to just Amazing Race. We're going to try to answer all of the most common questions that we've got.
Yes.
So here's an example. What and how do you eat on the race? I think I get this maybe when the show is airing every single day. Next section, we're going to do just general reality TV. So we've actually done other reality shows. We both did Big Brother. I did the challenge, and I still get a ton of questions about that. So I'm going to try to answer a lot of those here. Which one's better, Amazing Race or Big Brother? And then finally, we're going to answer some general life questions. Why did we move to LA? What's the name of our cat? Who's her original owner? Did we steal her? A lot of questions.
No one asked that.
I'm asking.
Oh.
Who owns you? But seriously, 2023 goals, what's our plans, things like that. All right, and then maybe if we have time, just some miscellaneous fun questions like, do you have beef with Joseph Adden? Dun, dun, dun.
You really want to answer
Yes.
that? Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's get started. Okay, for the most part, every question is user submitted. I wrote this question because I was curious.
Yeah.
Claire.
Yeah.
If we had to divide the money based off of how much we contributed to the race, how much would we each get?
Honestly, I'm going to give my answer and then I'm going to give an explanation.
Okay.
And this is not a political answer.
No, say it.
I'm going 50-50. Because, look, we both did 6 roadblocks.
Okay.
Some people did them better than others, but it didn't matter because we did them faster than someone else. Well, not yodeling, but what can you do? And I think I did do more navigation, obviously.
Yeah, make your case.
I was the navigator.
The court will now hear you.
Yeah, I did do more navigation than you, but
right.
I do think that you were the motivator on our team. You did carry the bag the entire time. And I think you could push me when I needed to be pushed. Yeah. Sometimes too much. Yeah. But you definitely did push me. I
almost push you off a bridge.
Well, that's true. And I would say that I would go 50-50. I think, I think the reason we won is partially because of the bridge at the end.
Boring answer.
Also, I would say my memory. It's boring. Okay, maybe I would say 51% me because of bets that we made during the season.
Okay.
But I would really say 50-50. Sorry, that's boring. What would you say, Derek?
This is my non-political answer.
Yeah. You wrote this question.
Yeah, I was hoping you would give a spicier answer.
I'm sorry.
Because now I'm going to sound bad when I say mine.
No, it's okay.
Maybe 99-1.
99 who? Me?
No, 99 to David and Aubrey when they carried us through Spain.
That's fair. What if we had to divide up the money across all the teams?
Oh my god.
Molly and Emily's getting a chunk for having worked them for a while.
For sure. Okay, okay. MVPs of the season. All right. Lewis and Michelle, David, Aubrey, Emily and Molly. What's the payouts?
I would say I love Lewis and Michelle. I think we got less help from them in terms of us following them.
Yeah.
I think Molly and Emily are the reason we didn't go out and dom.
For sure. We followed them all the way.
Lewis
to
and
the
Aubrey,
pit stop.
also a reason we did not go out and dom. I would say,
no, David and Aubrey.
Yeah, David and Aubrey. Sorry, not Lewis and Aubrey.
David and Aubrey carried us to the challenges, and then Emily and Molly carried us to the
Got
pit stop.
stop.
So each of them, all right, there's 12 legs. If you divide the
I
money
think
by
Aubrey
12.
and David were more giving of their help, and Emily and Molly, we just took it.
Yes, yeah. The way that Molly took my maps.
Exactly.
My final answer, I don't think I would do it 50-50.
Okay. I won't be mad.
No, I'm genuinely, I don't know who gets more.
Okay, give us your case.
Okay, hear me out. This is my final 2 speech in Big Brother.
Yeah.
Dear jury, to win the game of Amazing Race, you must play a physical game, strategic game, and social game. And I believe that me and my teammate together had all 3, but I provided the physical and social game. She may have played the strategic part, but this is just 1/3 of the overall game. And thus, I believe I deserve your jury votes.
I think that's fair. I think you did very good social work befriending teams. I do not do well in a new situation necessarily, endearing myself to other people. And you did carry the bag. I won't like.
That bag got me 33%.
That's fair. All right.
And the physical roadblocks, you know?
Name a physical roadblock you did.
Look, that ice was putty in my hands. It absolutely disintegrated.
Okay.
By the end of the ice smash, I walked out with the snow cone.
I would give you the 250,000 or 2,500 from our first leg win.
2,500. I thought you were saying you would give me 250,000 for the Sia prize in Survivor.
No.
Who would get the Sia prize if she was an Amazing Race fan?
We're going so off our Q&A.
Next question. Why did Claire do every roadblock? This is actually an urban myth. Claire did not do every roadblock. We did the same amount of roadblocks. Literally, she did 6, I did 6. The exact same amount. Velma, how many did she do? 6. How many did I do?
She did 6. 6. You also did 6.
Okay. I think the core of this question, though, is why did it feel like Claire did every roadblock?
Fair.
And it's because
I was on the screen longer for my roadblocks.
no, I think, yes, because you did the harder roadblocks.
I think that's
You
fair.
did all of your roadblocks basically, sequentially?
Yeah, like in a order.
Yeah.
Yeah, sequentially. And when you would do one, it would be very short. So it felt like you didn't do one.
Yeah, so, I kind of did a couple in the beginning, but then Claire did, all of them in the middle.
The yodeling to Ducati back to back, I think, really makes people feel like I did every roadblock.
Yeah,
'Cause
yodeling
then
Ducati.
You did the sculpting, but we didn't see you sculpt.
Because Rich and Dom had the
They
storyline
had
there.
they had the storyline, and then Petra, you were beep 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 so quick.
Yeah.
And then building the cart. Okay, here we go, Claire again.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I did a lot again sequentially after the cart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just it's almost good to not get screen time when it comes to challenges, because that means you're almost doing it well. And if you're getting a lot of screen time, there's a reason for that. But that brings me to a follow-up. What was your favorite challenge that we did on the race? Roadblock or detour?
There's an obvious.
Tightrope?
No. My favorite challenge was in Iceland, and it was the snorkeling and volcano looking.
Yeah.
I've said it once. I'll say it a million times. I like the water.
Yeah.
Any water challenge, I think, would have been my favorite.
My favorite challenge was probably the ice smash, which was because so many reasons. It was the first challenge that I ever did, so there's that nostalgic aspect of it. It went very well. We won that leg of the race. I chugged a beer afterwards. The entire thing was just very fun. I got to WWE wrestle a chicken and win.
True.
And it was all awesome. There was some humor to it, so good.
Very good.
One of the top 5 questions I've gotten. What do you eat on the race and when? Do you get this question a lot?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just me, because people were like, Derek must love to eat. Or
Yeah. No. Okay. What are you eating with?
Okay, so there's...
Do you eat on the leg?
You can. This is not where you will be getting your meals. So let me talk about before the leg, on the leg, after the leg. Before the leg, usually they will serve you some type of like breakfast. It's like a light breakfast sandwich. It's kind of like a meal box.
Yeah, whatever the kind of the
Yogurt.
hotel has. The
Yeah.
hotel will make like a breakfast
Fresh
box.
fruit, honestly, it's not very good. During the leg, if it is a mega leg, you might get a meal between the first half of the mega leg and the second half of the mega leg. Again, think sandwiches. In Malaga, before we went to Rondo, I actually ate the sardines that we had cooked that day. It was awesome. We had just finished the sardine cooking challenge, and we show up to the break area, and there's literally like a platter of 100 cooked sardines because the demonstrator had been cooking sardines all day, demonstrating, and he didn't throw them away. He just put them on his platter, so I got to eat them.
Yeah.
I think I ate like 4 dozen sardines.
Yeah, someone stopped you.
Yeah.
They were like, Derek, other people need to eat these. This is for production. It's not actually for you.
But basically, if it's a short leg, nothing. Long leg, you might get one like light meal. Not even a meal, like a snack. And then after a leg and during your rest days, this is when you get all the foods you can eat. So,
Well, so right afterwards, when you finish the leg, they pull you to the side, and at that location, before you go and you do your interviews, they'll have food there too.
Yeah.
They'll have, again, like granola bars, snacks,
Yeah.
waters, Gatorades, things for you to refuel before you go and actually do your interviews and go to sleep. But on off days, please.
no, that was good because one of the things I was worried about was like, do I have to buy my own water? Like, how does this work? Do we use your own leg money? You never have to use your own leg money to get food or water. All of that's provided. They even give you like electrolytes.
Yeah.
I'd say for the race, their number one priority is that we stay safe.
Yes.
One thing you don't see is that we have an entire security team of like 8 people that are following us across all of the different like roadblocks and detours, and they're just like in a van, like 2 cars behind
Yeah.
us. So number one priority is that we stay safe, healthy. We're getting COVID tested every other day. By the end, it was like every day. So like you never have to worry about food. But basically, off days, you're in the hotel, you can't leave, and you can just order like almost as much room service as you want.
Within reason.
Within reason, you know, you can't like buy the whole menu. At one point, our PA did buy the whole menu because she was trying to plan ahead of us getting back from like a long...
After the Italy mega leg.
Yeah, after Italy mega leg, we finished Florence, and she knew it was like a long day for us, and she's just like super nice. So she didn't want us to have to all get back, put in our orders, wait another hour for food. So she pre-ordered the entire room service
much,
menu.
yeah.
We got to our floor of the hotel, and I think we just had like the entire floor to ourselves. Literally, in the lobby of the floor was 30 to 40 platters of food.
Yeah.
There was like 10
Everyone
to 15
had-
whole pizzas.
Everyone had their own pizza, basically.
Whole
a
pizza.
pasta dish, salads,
Desserts, fresh fruit, like it was insane. Like it was on the floor, it was on benches, it was on tables. The entire
Yeah.
lobby of the floor
And
was
it was
covered.
really, really late because we had just finished in Italy. Like you saw in the interviews, sometimes like the sun was down, and this was in summer, so like
Yeah.
it was late. We probably got back at like midnight, and
Yeah.
I don't think we ate that much.
Oh, that's what it was. It was because I think when we got back, the dinner service might have been ending.
Oh, yeah.
So she wanted to place the orders before the kitchen
Yeah.
closed. So like she was doing it for us. It was
Yeah.
like super nice.
So nice.
It was just a lot of food.
A lot. I'll also say quickly, sorry, because I'm vegan, we were very nervous. I think we've talked about this before, that I want to be able to get food places. So we brought like 20 pounds of protein powder. I think that probably is a good idea. If you're vegan, you can go on these shows.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Not
Survivor.
Survivor, but Big Brother and Amazing
But
Race,
Big
the
Brother-
challenge for sure.
Yes,
The
they
challenge.
want to help you out when they can, and if you are fine eating like I would eat like whatever, like a pizza without the cheese, you know, or if you're fine like being like a little bit annoying, you can do any of these shows. A question that I get asked the most, related kind of to food. What do you do if you have to go to the bathroom on the leg?
Not okay. Related to food the same way, like
sort
every
of the
human
digestive system.
descended from like Adam and Eve. Like
Yeah.
that's the same kind of relation that we're talking about here.
Look, one goes in, one goes out.
All right. What do you have to do if you? So one thing that they don't show you is me and Claire actually packed diapers for the entire leg of the race. So in order to keep up with
Gotta
the
do
other
what you gotta
teams,
do.
you really gotta. I'm just gonna cut that. Yeah, if you have to use the bathroom, it is basically on you. So you should try to go before the leg starts. But during the leg, they're not going to pause the show for you. They're not going to give you like a timeout. So you have to use up your own time to use the bathroom. And it definitely like came into play a couple times where I was like, shoot, I really have to pee.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if we can afford 5 minutes. So you just have to hold it for like 2 hours.
And basically you can use the restroom at like a roadblock. If your partner's doing the roadblock, you can go run and use the restroom if there is a restroom there.
That's a good time.
You definitely use the restroom before leg. You can use the restroom after. I think multiple times. It's like, I don't know, like when I'm nervous, I kind of have to like pee, you know?
You just
pee?
You're
no!
I didn't know what you were going to say.
So before the leg, I would like be using the restroom, I feel like a lot, because I would just like...
I literally thought you were going to say like you would just kind of let a little go.
Oh, no, God. No. But I think when you're racing, I never had a moment where I was like, it's an emergency, but I know other teams did, especially when it was like a long drive. Like I know teams on the Italy mega
Some people pulled over.
People would pull over and like use the rest stops.
Yeah.
I think multiple teams did that.
Yeah, but it's just on your time.
Yeah, we never had to take out the time.
The one thing I'll say is like the good news is because you're running and sweating so much, I don't really know how this works, but
I have no idea where you're
I
going.
don't think I needed to pee as much. Okay, this is definitely fully anatomically wrong, but I felt like sometimes I had to pee, and then we start running, I'd start sweating profusely, and then, look, I wouldn't have to pee anymore. I don't know if it was
Ugh, I thought you smelled.
a mind trick, or if I really was losing a lot of moisture, but in Jordan, I just didn't have to pee. Through Petra.
Yeah.
And remember I even talked about when we walked in, I was like, oh, can I use the bathroom? Like, what do you think? No. And then by the end, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, but
I didn't
you
pee
did
again
use the
for
restroom afterwards.
No, I didn't pee for like 2 days.
Derek, if we have to move to one of the cities, which one would you move to?
Man, have to is not even like, it's too strong of a word. I want to.
Okay.
Like,
Where would you move?
I would love to explore like Austria for
That's
a
what
year.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say Innsbruck.
Yeah, Innsbruck was like beautiful. Okay, picture this. Imagine like the most beautiful park you've ever been to, like green grass,
so pretty.
like beautiful greenery, trees all around you. You can like hear birds chirping. And then if you just look up, you can see the Alps.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Snow-capped mountains right in front of you, and between you and the snow-capped mountains, nestled in this town, is just like this idyllic homes. It's like little quaint, like it almost seems like doll houses.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Like one of the most beautiful
Gorgeous.
places that I've seen.
Yeah, I remember when we were there.
Blue skies, perfect weather.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
should be a poet.
You should. Derek, what's your funniest memory from the race?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll answer this. None. I didn't have fun on the race. Which makes me sound really bad.
I know, it does sound bad.
I think I had funniest moments like hanging out with the other teams, enjoying it. I think like the act of me yodeling in the Alps in that dress was funny, but I think a lot of the joy I get from the race is looking back in hindsight. Most of the time on the race, I would just dress.
Yeah.
And you're just like so moving. I don't think I could appreciate like some of the funniest moments, like me putting in your contact. Like in hindsight, I think that's very funny, but during it, I was like, go in.
Right. Like in the moment, I was thinking about this question before we even started filming, and I couldn't think of a single moment where I was like roll on the floor, like grabbing my stomach, can't breathe, laughing about anything, because, and I can't think of a moment where I said, haha. It just, you're in, like, my priority wasn't having fun, my priority was winning, so I just don't think I was taking time to like appreciate anything or like have like brevity around.
I think the time we had the most brevity would be in the interviews.
Yeah.
Like, I think I had
we'd
some
be, like,
funny
recapping.
moments recapping in our
for
confessionals.
Sure. No, the time, like I was definitely like laughing
Off
in the
the
times
legs,
between
yes.
the legs.
Yeah.
When you were like traveling with another team and you get to like talk about the different things that you guys had done.
Hanging out in the hotel room, whatever.
So all of those moments were like hilarious. So let me just like talk about what are some of my favorite moments. God, so many. Okay. And I'll just say like the general stories, and then I'll tell you like which episode it happened, so you can go back and watch those recaps, and I'll tell like the full story. But in Munich, definitely like chugging the beer, switching drivers, Claire driving to the pit stop, and then driving over the street cones.
Yes. Amon, Derek trying to roll his R's, me forcing water down your throat to try to roll it. I think that's funny in hindsight.
Yeah. Florence, when I showed up to the sculpture and I thought everyone had literally hand carved marble to make this, but then I figured it out. And then Dom shows up, and then she also thought everyone had hand carved it. That was very funny. Dom, when me and Claire were trying to navigate, but Claire was reading the map, thinking that the boundary lines were roads.
Yeah.
And also the hiking trails were driving roads. So she was trying to get us to drive through a literal forest. If you have, I don't know, like 10 hours to spare and just watch all of our recaps, we tried to highlight all of our favorite moments from every leg. There's just too many to recount now.
This is a question I feel like I also get a lot.
All right.
So, what do we have a leg every single day? What do you do in between legs? Let's start with those.
Okay. So logistically, our season was different than a normal season. So this won't apply for anything like before 32.
Yeah.
We had a private charter flying us between every location. Once you showed up to a location, you would generally have that day to rest. And then the next morning, and again, this is generally, not every time, the next morning would be a race day. You would race for, if it was a regular leg, maybe 4 hours. If it was a mega leg, maybe like 8 hours. Depending, sometimes a single leg could take longer if you had to drive a long way, but average, maybe 4 or 5. Mega leg, definitely 8. And
can I say something?
Yeah.
So that rest day we had, it was a rest day for us, but for production, that's the day they go out and set everything up and get everything ready, and make sure they have like B-roll footage, they run through the leg. And so even though we're off, in a normal season, a crew would leave beforehand and like prep all that before we fly out there. But because we were all flying on one plane, that wasn't possible because we were really secluded for COVID. So I just want to give a little bit of explanation. It wasn't like they were like, oh, you need to sleep, you poor contestants. It was really for them and like the logistical sense. Yeah.
Okay, so then after your race day, obviously, nothing happens that night. Maybe you'll take a bus to a different location, but usually you go back to your hotel. The next day is either going to be a rest day or a travel day. If it's a rest day, then you're just in your hotel room the whole day. You don't leave, you don't go outside, you don't see anyone, and every meal is just room service. So it's just you, your partner, and life.
You do have you have a TV in your hotel room. They don't take them. Like when we were in sequester for Big Brother, they like don't give you the TV because you can't know any news. But like we had like the local news, the movies,
channels.
Whatever. And you also get a little DVD player with movies. And like you can bring books.
Okay. So then your rest day, and then pretty much next day is a travel day again. And then you're gonna go either take a bus if it's within the same country, or fly to a new country, new location, and then rest up, do it again.
Yeah. So like sometimes we would have like 3 days between legs, and towards the end we were going leg, travel, leg. I think that was like I think Iceland, it was like very, very quick because we were coming towards the end of the season. Yeah,
I think it was literally Iceland. And next day we traveled. And
then we were in Nashville.
And then next day we ran.
And we ran very late in the day though. We started later.
Yeah.
So you cannot sightsee. That's another question I got asked a lot. Like, and off time, can you go and sightsee? Nope. Especially during COVID, you can't leave your hotel.
Outside of your window. And some of those views were gorgeous.
Fantastic. What was your favorite room?
Dom.
Yes.
Dom was so beautiful.
We were in like this cute little
Boutique hotel.
Boutique hotel. Like maybe there were like 12
Not even a hotel, like
rooms.
an inn. Like not, yeah.
And we were overlooking this river and like a dirt road, I feel like. And there were hot air balloons coming down.
Yeah, it was the scene. What's that called? What was that? No, Dordogne River.
Dordogne River.
So you could see the river like winding outside of our window, and then again there was just like grassy fields. We were coming for picnics, and there's like a town, and you just literally watch all of this from our little window step.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Another question.
Okay.
Not as applicable to us, but after you're eliminated, what happens? Do you see those teams again? What's going on?
Oh. No, like from our perspective, they're dead. Like
they're gone.
They're gone.
You don't get to
see
say
them.
goodbye.
No,
they're not on our plane.
You don't know how they went out. Sometimes you might not even know who went out. If you were like the first team to finish, you finish your interviews, you go to a hotel, and you won't even get to see the last team.
Yeah.
So you don't know until maybe like the next leg starts or like a travel day, and then you're like, oh wait, who's missing? And then you'll figure it out.
Yep.
But yeah, no pomp or circumstance around it. They're gone.
Yeah, and they would just fly them home. In prior seasons, there was something called Elimination Station, which is like Ponderosa or like the jury house, I guess, where if you're eliminated, you just got brought to a house. But that was not applicable to our season because of COVID.
Yep. What was the most important strategy to winning the race?
I don't know if this is strategy. I guess so. But it is navigation, especially for our season, a non-taxi season. Navigation was everything. And so being able to use a map, being able to convey to your partner when you're going to have to turn. We've talked about this in prior videos, so go back and definitely check those out. We go on long talks about navigation, but being able to navigate, I think, won us the race, especially the last leg, Iceland, all of these legs.
Yes. My answer that would apply for any season of The Amazing Race is making friends.
Yes.
I truly think like it was beneficial.
Yes.
And I don't think it's like one of those games, not one of those games. I don't think it's like Big Brother or Survivor where like if you don't make friends, it is harmful to your game. I think you just have no advantage. But if you are able to like form relationships and make friends on other teams, you have an advantage.
Yes.
So like Big Brother, if you don't make friends, that actively hurts you. Like you will just be put on the block and voted out of the house. Amazing Race, no one can do anything negative to you.
For our season.
Yeah,
for because of U-turns.
No, for sure. If there's U-turns, that's different.
yields.
But like in most part, other teams can't do negative things to you. So like you're pretty like neutral. But if you're able to make friends, that's just like an added plus for everybody. You get help, they get help. It's just a win-win scenario. So I think that is probably my biggest piece of advice.
Yeah. And I would agree with that. Like I'm thinking about what was the season Justin was on, and like they were just enemies with everyone, but they made it to the top 8 because they were a very, very strong team. And I think like you can do it without friends.
Again, yeah, like.
But I
feel like there's so many teams that have won that like didn't really have like.
Yeah, but I think having friends, having teams like
helps.
you, it helps. I agree.
It can only help.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
How do you think we would have done on a season pre-COVID? With the taxis, with airplanes, with major fatigue.
Is this your question or?
This was on YouTube.
Okay. I don't think we would have done as well. Because I think the reason me and Claire were able to do so well, even though we were a new relationship, is because we had time in between each leg of the race to go back to our hotel room and talk about how things had gone and what we need to work on.
Yeah.
Both strategically for the race and also as our relationship.
Yeah.
So those moments were really important for us to like grow in our relationship and as an amazing race team.
Yeah.
In a normal season, you're just like going 24/7. So like if we didn't have those like moments to step back from the game and talk about it, I think we could have like erupted.
Yeah, I think that's true.
You know, imploded. Exactly.
I agree. I think that's very interesting. I honestly haven't thought about that. But I think it's like after you work out, it's important to give your muscles time to rest so they can grow back stronger.
Good metaphor, baby. Yeah. Section 2. Section 2. Reality TV. Not as many questions here.
No.
What is harder?
Okay, what's harder?
Big Brother, Amazing Race.
Hard in different ways.
Okay, yeah, harder to win.
I think Big Brother's harder to win.
Yeah.
Granted,
You didn't win.
I didn't win, and I did win Amazing Race.
Okay, so
So.
there's 2 questions I'm gonna ask. Which one's harder to win?
Okay, but I wonder what Nicole Franzel would say, because Nicole won Big Brother, and then they lost the Amazing Race.
Interesting.
So it can go vice versa, either way.
So I would agree with you. I think Big Brother is harder to win. And my reason is because Big Brother is more luck-based. IMO. This is my own opinion. I think there's things that... Okay, so 1, the challenges in Big Brother. Like, you just can't control... You just can't train for every challenge in Big Brother. Whereas Amazing Race, there's not a lot of things that are like just pure luck. Like your Coin of Destiny thing, wasn't it literally a coin flip?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 50-50.
Yeah.
And
like some of them are like, some Big Brother challenges are literally luck.
Yeah, like it just comes down to luck. Whereas Amazing Race, everything is relatively skill-based or some type of pre-existing like knowledge. So there's like some advantages you can get there. Also, Big Brother, you can't win out. So that puts your fate in other people's...
People do.
Okay, you could win out vetoes, I guess, but you're not guaranteed to be drawn for every veto unless you get to a final. Unless you get to a final 6. But that's what I'm saying is like you can't win every single thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is my thing. Is like Amazing Race. Theoretically, you can win out. You could win every single leg of the race and then win the whole thing. Big Brother, you can't do that. At some point in the game, your fate will be in someone else's hands.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're gonna get nominated, whether or not they're gonna use a veto on you, whether or not you're sitting on the block and you're trying to rally votes. Like your fate is out of your control. So, in a way, you can like set yourself up for that, right? Like that's how you play Big Brother is setting up alliances early on.
Yeah.
But there is like that element of it's almost not luck.
It's out of your hands.
It's this gray area between like luck and skill.
Yeah. Because there are great players who...
I will say this is gray area. I would describe it as luck disguised as skill.
Yeah.
Luck disguised as skill. Like
I think
if it works out well for you, you'll say it was talent, but no one ever knows.
Yeah.
That's the thing in Big Brother is like you think, and sometimes you're right. So then it's like, okay, no, I knew, but you didn't actually know, and it's a little bit of luck.
Yeah. I also have an answer, but I always think about, you didn't watch this, but in All Stars 2, when Ian was on stage, and Julie asks everyone, what's it going to take for you to win? And Ian, who had won, said luck.
Yeah.
And he won challenges, he played a good game, but he was aware that luck is a huge part of winning. And luck is a huge part of winning all these shows, you know? Like, we even talked about that when we won. But I think Big Brother, it really is luck and then plus the skill.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I also think Big Brother is harder because at the end, you can get yourself to the end and then it's out of your hands. A jury votes for you.
Oh, good.
And you can play in your mind a perfect game. But at the end of the day, if you win or not, it doesn't matter. It just matters what jury thinks. And of course, jury management is a big thing. Yeah. And good players are thinking about that. But at the end of the day, the jury's going to vote how it's going to vote. The jury might be bitter. The jury might be really focused on challenge wins, on social strategy. And you don't know. You can make a guess, but you don't know.
Yeah, because you don't know because... You only know what they've said. You don't know what they actually think.
No.
You never know what someone actually thinks on Big Brother.
Yeah, because I was lying constantly about what I would vote for at the end.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
because
I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you. Like, you know?
oh, I really care about challenge. You know, whatever. Because I don't want people to vote me out. And if I'm like, well, I'm only going to vote for a woman to win, the guys are going to vote me out, you know? So
Exactly.
you have to lie and disguise what you're really thinking at all times.
No one knows. Honestly, like, sometimes you as I don't even know what I would have done in voting. Let's say it was like Ozza and X, or like Kai and X, like sitting at the end. Like, I don't know how I would have voted. So it's like, there's no way they would have known.
Yeah.
So it does just come down to this element of luck disguised as skill, as like chance. By the end of the day, harder than the race.
Yeah, Kylan's about to text you up like, what are you talking about?
What is that? Yeah.
Hold up, what?
This is my like final answer. Anyone can go. Like on Big Brother, I don't think there is a guaranteed strategy to get you to jury, to get you to a final two, to even get you to the second. Maybe there is like a guarantee to get to the second.
Tiffany. I don't know where Tiffany goes out pre-jury.
Tiffany is definitely less likely to go out pre-jury because she doesn't have the same like physical threat. Yeah. So like she can kind of like slide under the radar.
And I think she's very social.
Yeah,
very
for
smart,
sure,
very
for
strategic.
Sure. So
That's
you're right. Tiffany is someone that like, I think people have different odds for sure.
Yes.
Like there's some people who have lower odds of making a jury than other people. But
it could happen.
I don't think there's no one that I would say like I'm gonna bet my entire life savings that this person makes it a jury.
That's fair.
No one.
But I think I would have people I would bet they do not make it to jury.
Say a name.
And I might be wrong.
Say a name. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
Now, I was thinking about 24, like who I would have bet like doesn't make it to jury.
Taylor was supposed to go home first.
Yeah.
And then she won.
Yeah.
This is probably the best example of like
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah. Like it's just a game you can't control.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So that was a very long answer.
Yes. Sorry. Which brings me to my second question. Would you go on Big Brother again?
Would I go on Big Brother again? It would be for different reasons, I think. Like it just wouldn't. I couldn't go on again for myself. I just know if I went on again, it would not be the same experience, and it would ruin how I viewed my first experience on Big Brother, which was like this like fun, like great memory.
Yeah.
If I went on again, I just know it would not be fun.
Yeah.
It would not be a good experience. No one I've talked to that's gone back for a second season has been like, I'm glad I did that. Maybe a Cody because he won.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's my personal take is like, for whatever reason, the second time you go back, it is just always a negative experience. And I feel like...
How many people have you talked to who went back?
I'd say like enough to make this. Because there's only a handful of people. So like percentage-wise...
That's true.
Even if I talk to a couple, it's like a large percentage of people that even have ever gone back.
That's fair.
So I think like Big Brother 1 is like perfect amount.
Yeah.
If you do it again, you need a cause. Like you would have to go back with a mission.
Purpose.
Yes. Of like why you're doing this, and it's not for the money.
Yeah.
Would you go back?
Yes. I would go back. I would find it hard. Because it is hard when you have pre-existing relationships with people. And I think if I could go back into a totally new game, not even like I'm the sole coach, not like a Paul situation, I think I would love to play Big Brother again as a newbie. You know, as like just a newbie, brand new season.
That.
It's so fun. It's so fun. You should do it. I think I would really struggle going back on with people that I have met, people that I know, or people who are friends of mine, you know, and having to work with real world outside friendships now in this game for a lot of money, cutthroat. I think I would really struggle with that, but I don't think that would deter me because I do love this game. I love Big Brother. It was so much fun. It was such a blast. It was such an opportunity. I would do it again. And I think it would be hard.
General life.
Okay.
All right. in a world where you didn't get onto Big Brother, you
Yes.
didn't end up going on Amazing Race, we didn't even start dating.
Yeah.
What would your life look like right now?
Okay. As people know, or may not know, I was an alternate for Big Brother, so I wasn't supposed to be on that season of Big Brother. So I have really thought about this. And my mentality for when I didn't get on Big Brother was I'm going to quit my job. I'm sorry, Microsoft, but that was my kind of my intention if I don't get on. Quit my job and travel to South America and go bird watching for like a month.
Or Galapagos.
Yeah, Galapagos for bird watching. It's in South America.
Yeah. Oh, Galapagos is South America?
Yeah, it's like the very southern tip.
I was thinking Madagascar this entire time.
That's
Literally
wild.
every time that you say Galapagos, in my mind, I'm picturing
Madagascar.
Wow. Okay. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I know.
Yeah. And so my birthday was like a couple weeks, June 6th, before we went out for sequester for Big Brother. And so that year, my family knew I was an alternate. And so they got me a lot of birding gear for my eventual birding trip to South America. So I got binoculars, I got a bird guide,
Nice.
I
Did you get like the fun hats?
don't think I got a fun hat, but I really got a lot of gear for that. I got a backpack.
Did you get a camera? Like, don't you get like a nice like long
No,
distance camera?
I wasn't. I was just gonna actually go and watch. I wasn't gonna. I didn't get to the photo taking aspect.
You were
of
literally
it.
just gonna see like a pigeon.
No, I was gonna go on. I actually had a lot of plans.
All right.
And so I think I would have done that. And who knows? Maybe I'd still be in South America. I'd probably be working. Maybe I'd be completing my like year of birding. That's like a big thing. It's
You
like you
would
just spend
not
a year
know.
looking for birds. You don't know.
I don't
You don't
know.
know this alternate timeline where I went to the Galapagos for a month.
And then I turned down something to do Big Brother. So if I hadn't done Big Brother, I would have done the other thing. I wanted to do the other thing actually, but I accepted Big Brother and then turned down the job. But then I was like, wait, actually, I don't even know what this show Big Brother is. Why am I doing this? So then I emailed the job again and they said they already filled the position. So I tried to renege onto I tried to, renege is the word
Yeah.
I use. I don't know if everyone knows that word.
Yeah. You tried to change your mind.
Yeah, I tried to change my mind about Big Brother, but I couldn't because the job was gone. But in the world where Big Brother's not a thing, definitely would have taken this job. Was an amazing job, one of my dream jobs. Great salary. It was back in New York, so I would have moved back into the city. And then, dang, like, I would have had a great life. I would have had a really good life.
What would you be doing?
Just making
You would
a
just
ton
be
of money.
making a lot of
I'd just be
money.
making a ton of money.
You would probably. How much vacation time did you have?
It was super flexible. I could have been like a little bit remote too.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good job. And my eventual goal was like a job at a VC company. So I wanted, or I guess it was technically like private equity. So I was going to go there. I was going to be like an advisor to startups. And then I was going to gain some experience working with startups, leave and join one of the startups that I was advising at like an executive level and then cash
How
in.
long would that have took?
I had like a 5-year plan. That was
Okay.
like a 3 to 5 year plan.
Okay.
Leave, join one of the startups, and cash in stock options. I'm retired by 30.
Wow, there you go.
That was the vision I had, and now I'm retired by 26. Just kidding. That's kind of what it would have been. Let's do a couple more. Why did we move to LA?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, ask it again.
Why did we move to LA?
We moved to LA because you really wanted to move to LA, and I wanted to be with you.
So I wanted to move to LA because one, I felt like New York was kind of like dying during the time that like we were there. I think like things might be like picking up again, but a lot of people had left during the pandemic, and when I went back afterwards, it just was not the same energy that it used to be. I had met a lot of new friends now that lived in LA through both Big Brother and also the challenge. The type of like work that I do now, a lot of it is based out of LA. So between work, life, everything. It seemed like it was going more West Coast. The weather was amazing.
Of course.
I had lived in Hawaii for a little bit, and LA reminded me of Hawaii in certain aspects. I was like, this is almost the best of both worlds. I'm still on the mainland, but I'm by the beach and the water. Yeah. So LA is like pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm of the mindset that, especially when I'm young, I want to experience new places, right? It's why I love to travel. And I love New York because a lot of different neighborhoods feel like kind of going to a new place, in my mind at least.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so I adore New York, but I agree. A lot of my friends had left the city. I was quitting my job, so I was kind of in this transition period, and what a perfect time to then go someplace new where we are new people, where the weather's great, the beaches are great, and try something new. Like, do I think I will live in LA for the next 10 years? No, I don't. But I think if that does end up happening, there are worse places to be. So yeah, it's been a delight. I've really actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, 100%, me too. Okay, and last thing, probably to wrap everything up, what are your 2023 goals?
Okay, I would like to figure out what I want to do with my life. So I'm going to be talking with a couple career counselors and try to get it figured out, kind of my road plan for my next 3 years. So actually figure out more goals is my goal. I would also like to volunteer, period. Because I don't really volunteer now. And I would like to actually volunteer in the new year.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to work and volunteer.
Yeah, I guess that's it. You know, I think those are resolutions I can commit and stick to.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
So for me, I don't know, I'm in like a really weird spot right now where for a long period of my life, the most important thing was just money. And I told myself, I would tell myself, the goal right now is to make money so that you can later on spend that money and enjoy life. Well, I guess like I definitely don't have enough money to like just not do anything anymore. I still have, you know, different things I'm working on there, but overarchingly, like my goal was to make money. I've come into a little bit of money now, and I never had plans for like, shoot, what do you do now? Like, so much of like my life is
outside
based
of making money.
Yes.
What goals do you have?
What do I have? Like so much of my life is just like, okay, make money. I'm like, oh shoot, I did it.
Yeah.
I never thought I would. I never thought I'd actually make the money. So I don't know. It's very like an existential thought of like, well, now you have the money. What is the purpose of life? I have a therapist that I've been talking to, and we are going to figure this out together to see like what is my purpose now? What is going to give me fulfillment? Because I don't know if it's necessarily money anymore, because I don't feel myself like needing money.
Right.
There's nothing I'm like, oh, I wish I could do this. And I just need like a little bit of money to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a very great spot. So I'm like very grateful to be in this spot. It's very much a first world problem to be thinking about this. Yeah. But
no, I think that's good.
That's kind of what my 2023 goal is to figure out what gives me fulfillment in life.
Derek, you haven't answered the most important question.
What is it?
Do you have beef with Joseph?
Yes. And pork, and chicken, and fish. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This might have been a long video. I'm not sure how much we're going to edit down.
We might cut it all down.
It could be 10 minutes. It could be literally an hour and 21 minutes. But if you guys watch all the way to the end, thank you guys so much. This has been an absolutely incredible year.
Yay!
Couldn't have imagined it going any better.
Wow.
So thank you guys.
What do you think we'll say at the end of 2023? He'll be like,
Holy
well,
crap.
that year was horrible.
Wow.
I didn't think, or will you be like, it topped 2022?
Like, can't believe I won the challenge.
I'll be saying that too.
All right, but thank you guys for following along this entire time, and let's make next year even better.
Bye.
Woo!
Like, comment, subscribe.